Hello. Today I just wanted to answer a few questions that I've got over the last couple of months while I've been working on the Suburban. The first question that I seem to get is, why a Suburban? There's so many people that when they start something like this, they're getting a van. And the reason for the van is you can increase the height so that you can have a space to walk. And you get the sides are more squared up, so you have more space. It's easier to build in. The reason I went with a Suburban is I wanted the ability to be able to go off-road, the four-wheel drive aspect of it, which I know you can get in vans, but it also has a higher ground clearance, so I can go more places. There's a chance in the future I could end up raising the roof a little and give myself a little more headspace, but the primary concern was I wanted the ability to be able to travel more places without limitations like getting stuck or just not being able to go somewhere because of the terrain. What do you want to be able to do with the Suburban when it's completed? This one is kind of it's up in the air. Primarily right now, I am using it for stealth camping. I used it when I went down for a cider festival. I used it a couple of weeks ago when I went for a wine festival. The wine festival was fantastic because I was able to park right on the beach and woke up with some beautiful views. So stealth camping is definitely something I'm looking to be able to do with it. I would also like to be able to use it for actual camping, dry camping out in the middle of nowhere. There is also this most optimized trip around the contiguous 48 states that I would love to do. And if I do that, I would use the vehicle for van dwelling. I would like to end up having the solar on the top and have it all wired up inside for use as van dwelling as well. So short-term goal is stealth camping, comfortable stealth camping. Long-term goal would be for van dwelling. What is the foam that you sprayed in your vehicle? Well, I have been using Great Stuff. This is the big gap filler. I'm using it in the side panels to help insulate the inside of the vehicle. It makes a huge difference. I noticed it when I did the stealth camping on the beach. And at that point in time, I only had a small portion at the base of the vehicle filled with foam. The other side effect of it is it was fantastic for noise cancellation. It cut out so much road noise, way more road noise than patching all the holes in the vehicle. When I unscrewed the hinge for the seats, it left a gap. The bed of the truck was actually the bed of the truck was screwed to the frame using the bolts for the seats. Great idea. It minimizes parts needed, so that made total sense. I didn't notice it until my first road trip, and that created a gap. It let in a lot of road noise and a lot of cold. So that combined with all the other holes in the truck, it was really, really a loud ride. I also mentioned it let in a lot of water. Well, I went ahead and patched all those holes, and I screwed down the two pieces so that everything was sealed. And I went driving around, and I noticed that, yeah, there was less road noise, but there wasn't a whole lot less road noise. I was a little disappointed in that. I sprayed the foam in the sides, and again, I only got a small bit of foam in because it used a lot more than I thought it would. Still not finished, still working on that. I just picked these up. My local store was totally out for like 2 weeks. So, sprayed the foam in, and immediately, like that, road noise was cut to like 20% of what it was. Best guess for what it did was, by filling that gap, it got rid of the space and basically an echo chamber where all the noise was just rattling around and then coming up through the holes in the side of the vehicle. So that made a huge difference. What is the pink 2-part product you use to patch the holes? Well, that is Bondo body filler. It's used to patch holes in vehicles. I've known a lot of woodworkers who use it to smooth out rough edges on products before paint. It's very useful in a lot of different things. It's sandable, it's paintable. You don't have to ever worry about it rusting. So it's a really useful product when you're doing things. When I originally thought about patching the holes, I ran through a myriad of ideas. I was thinking about 2-part epoxies and a lot of different things. And then I was like, wait, I've got to purchase some Bondo because I have some rust pits on the hood of the truck. I have dings and whatnot on the side that I want to be able to patch and fill. So just pick up a can of Bondo. This is what it's made for. It's made to fill holes. So that's what I did. So I ended up getting a can of Bondo. Mixing it is really, really easy. You take the Bondo, which is gray, and then there's a cream hardener, which can come in a few different colors. What you purchase with the can is typically red, so you end up with a pink or a salmon color when you're finished. So mixing Bondo is quite easy. You want to take the Bondo product, which doesn't harden until it has the cream hardener added to it. When you first start using this, I suggest just using very, very little. Very little. You can see just a little tiny bit of cream hardener on there. The reason that you start with just a little bit when you first start using it is the more you put on, the faster it cures. As long as you have them mixed, eventually it will cure. It may take a while longer, but it will all cure. If you the more of that you put in it, the faster it cures, so the less working time you have. So you can see not a whole lot of color change there, but there is a color change. You want to have the color consistent and smooth throughout. And the chemical, or it cures based on a chemical reaction, not through heat or anything else. So we are just going to let this sit and cure, and we'll come back once it's hard. All right, so it's been a little over 25 minutes now, and it's still soft enough that I can pierce it. It's definitely firm, but it's soft enough that it can be peeled. Too hard to really work with at this point in time. If you were to try and smear it, you can see it just kind of crumbles. Just kind of crumbles at this point. So yeah, it's totally unusable for working with, so it's past that working point. Definitely on the way to being cured, so I would say probably another, with as little as I used, probably another half hour, 45 minutes before it's fully, or before it's cured enough to be able to sand it down. But at this point in time, if you did have a project going on, it would let you scrape off the excess so that you don't have as much to sand later. Thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying this series. Click that like button down below. It definitely helps out with the channel. And make sure to give us a subscribe, which you can do right there. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.